What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd do a little quick video of how to do a burn off on one of these Memory Mark Pro 36, and I'll show you my little outdoor backyard boss area. Got my fan going, got my little Bluetooth speaker over there, the old Blackstone right there. So whenever I do a burnout, usually because I'm out here cooking like every weekend, like Saturday and Sunday, so I usually burn off about every 6 months, like the very first of fall around September 1st, and then the first day of summer I'll do a burn off and clean it. It's kind of like getting this thing back to factory settings. So what I normally do is I'll start my grill. If you have one of these, the Memory Mark Pro 36, you push the button and it gets up to 200. Once it gets to 200, I'll go ahead and turn it to 300. As soon as it equalizes and kind of gets in that little 5-degree range, I'll cut it up to 400. I'll let it get to 400. As soon as it equalizes, I'll turn it up to 450. Now once I get to 450, I'll let it sit there for about 20 or 30 minutes, and then I'll cut it up to 500. Now as you can see, I'm on 500 now. Once I hit 500 and it kind of equalizes a little bit, open up your smoke chamber right there, and just let it sit. Don't mess with it for about an hour, and you're going to get a lot of smoke off of this thing. Just let it sit until you're going to burn some pellets. Now here's one thing I'm going to advise: drain your pellet box of all your good pellets, your go-to pellets, and put the cheapest thing money can buy in there, because you're going to burn a little bit of pellets right here. So what you want to do is, once you get it up to 500, you open that smoke chamber, and I'll tell you why I do that in a minute. You want to wait until all that smoke, see how there's very little smoke come out of there. When it first hits 500, there's going to be a ton of smoke coming out of this thing. Trust the process, let it sit, just let it run. Open that smoke chamber down there and let it run until you get to this point right here, to where there's hardly anything coming out. And what you're doing is you're burning off all that crud, all the buildup. Yeah, you're setting it kind of back to that factory setting where you did your first cook on it, you did your clean out, you did your first cook. That's pretty much what you're doing. Everything in there is turning it back into ash. You're going to need to vacuum it out really good once you get through with this. I suggest, the next day or the next weekend before you do a cook, get in there with your vacuum cleaner and just suck up all that stuff. Now, the reason I say open this smoke chamber right here is especially if you got one of these grills, you know what I'm talking about. When you go to vacuum out and clean out your smoke chamber, you're always going to have that 1 or 2 pieces of wood that just will not go in that smoke chamber. What I'm doing right now is I'm making sure everything in there turns into ash. And you can see I'm at 500 degrees set and 504. So it's holding good temperature right now with that smoke chamber open. Now, one thing I have discovered since I've had this grill, this smoker, is once I get up to my smoking temperature of around 250, 275, wherever I want to be at, if I open this smoke chamber, I have to babysit it just like an offset smoker. I can just keep packing wood in there, and it's just constantly feeding it oxygen, and it's smoking, and that smoke is not coming out of the door. It's going into the smoke chamber. And this was a recent discovery of just a couple months ago. You get a lot more smoke flavor by leaving that door open. Once you get a good coal base, just like an offset stick burner would do, once you get a good coal base in there, leave that door open. You can actually just keep monitoring it and feeding it your pellets, or not pellets, excuse me, but your little chunks. And man, I don't know, man. It's just something I don't even know if they intended for it to be that way, but it will hold the temperature you want it to hold with that door open, and you will get a ton of smoke flavor. But you have to monitor your wood just like you would if you were in an offset smoker. You got to constantly keep, you see it burning down. If you get room enough in there, stick another block in there, and it just increases the smoke flavor in whatever you're cooking. Now, I will tell you one thing I also have discovered is because we're running pellet smokers, all my guys, my pellet smoker guys know this, we're not burning big blocks of wood. So if you've got a pellet smoker and you're cooking on it and you're like, man, I just cannot get that smoky flavor that I want, you're probably over seasoning or over saucing your meat. We are running a very, very small smoke chamber, a very, very small burn pot. So you will probably need to cut back on your seasoning and your sauce just a little bit to allow that smoke to penetrate more. Remember, if you're masking, if you're covering it with seasoning, completely covering it, or completely just saucing the crap out of it, you're putting a force field around that meat that the smoke cannot penetrate. So with a pellet smoker, sometimes less is more. Okay, so just keep that in consideration, guys. Hope your smoke's coming out great. Hope your day is going good. So I'll catch you on the next flip flop.